Hello, internet neighbors, especially my son that I never get to see. Um, I just wanted to start out here with a prayer. Good will conquer evil, love will conquer hate. Manas in Lakesh, Namaste, Ubuntu, love. A little love goes a really long way. First and foremost, I haven't created a table out of the driveway with the stuff that was kind of a wall that I destroyed. I'll be working on that over the course of the summer. Uh, I kind of um, moved through quicksand because of everything I've been through, and my trust issues essentially. But I'm just gonna keep going on. So the first bullet point was my accountability. I haven't built the table, so I covered that. Second bullet point is kind of the excuse, but also it's more less of excuse and more of a change in priorities is how I'd like to view it. But I guess that's how most people view excuses, right? Anyhow, um, I signed up to volunteer at Comfest this weekend, and I'm also going to be trying to get my message out while I'm there. But I saw something saying that there's going to be a special election on August 8th. So tomorrow I'm going to make the trip to the Board of the Elections and try and figure out what's going to be on that ballot because I tried to research it online and I couldn't get there. But pretty much nothing works for me online. Like I signed up for a Lyft thing through community backyards or the green spot, whatever um, thing I signed up with when I got the compost bin from the city of Columbus Soil and Conservation District or whatever. Um, so there might not even be a special election. So this might all just be wild goose chase. But if not, I'm gonna go and find out and read about it and be able to talk to people about it over this weekend. And if it was something fake, I will know when I need to sign up by and file paperwork to run for Congress in 2024. So it won't be a completely wasted trip. Um, no matter what. So, and then if there is that special election on August 8th, I'll be taking a log from the table that I'm going to make, or from the, even if I haven't made the table yet, I've already destroyed the wall. So I'll take a log from the wall that I destroyed and use it as a table and put the penny on top of it when I talk to people and ask them to take it instead of throwing it at them. Because when I recorded the last video, it was right after uh, or immediately after being messed with signing up for that special election, which probably doesn't exist. So I will be not throwing things, but I'm definitely going to be offering them. And I'll be there. If there isn't one in August, I'll be there in November, just because they messed with me. So, and then, um, so that gives me first three bullet points, and then now I'm going to go into bullet points about my situation and why I'm a little bit um, anxious. So I've been living with my girlfriend officially since April of this year, and unofficially pretty much since I got out of the psych ward last year. I told her that when I got out that I was not going to be working for anyone but the people, and I'm going to win an election and change the world. She agreed to support me in this decision, and I told her we are husband and wife in my mind, and that's how I treat her. And I don't really care to ever make it official because the one marriage that I had ended disastrously and almost killed. So I don't ever want to experience that again. But I really don't have much except for a house that I no longer want to live in and that I want to tear down, and that I wrote the Pope and the head of the Federal Reserve's name in, hoping that whatever it is inside of them that makes them want to like kill poor people dies, or they die. But I'm not going to ever breathe the same air as them. I'm just going to go to my house and tear it down. And in that house, I've written their names. Um, but and I'm going to record this stuff and post it. And like, none of my magic is going to be done in secret. And all of my magic and prayers and all that stuff is done to make a world with Table Street, not Wall Street, and to grow and impregnate the moon, because I hate the word colony and colonization, because that comes from Christopher Cologne, and yeah, he was a very bad guy. So I want to impregnate the moon, not colonize it, and I want to make the moon full of life, and I want to convince other people that it's possible and that we can do it. There's scientists already that think it. I just am a little bit, I kind of always been an integrator. When I worked at the bank, I was kind of a project manager, and I was able to talk to the accounting to the accountants and techie to the techies, and I was able to integrate things and get them to communicate better. And so that's kind of what I want to do with regular people and scientists so that we can make this happen. And same with like bankers, so we can change our monetary system. But anyhow, I want, if she ever decides to make it official, I want us to have a prenuptial where, like, I don't want half of her stuff. As a matter of fact, she can have the house that I have. I just want to tear it down and build a Haudenosaunee longhouse that she can donate somewhere to get a tax break, or do whatever she wants with it. Maybe she can sell it as artwork. Who cares? I don't care about the money. I just want to tear that house down. That was built by lying Europeans and build, or who I think were lying Europeans. I don't know who actually built it, but lived in a system designed by lying Europeans. And I want to build a house that was lived in before that lying, enslaving bullshit system was here. I want to build a house that the Haudenosaunee people would be proud of, that my ancestors would be proud of. So, and then I guess I put another bullet after in conclusion, and this is not my best slide ever. I just wanted to get something done and to record it because I knew I would feel better if I recorded something. So, but I am the crusading housewife, and my woman is the husband. If you want to be small-minded and stay in your box of gender roles, but blue and pink weren't even colors for boys and girls before 1900. I forget exactly when it was, but I think it was Sears and Roebuck or some company, some capitalist made pink and blue colors for boys, because things used to be so tough back in the day that like it was pretty much everybody just had like the white nighties or nightgowns or whatever for their babies, and like you see in baptisms, and boys and girls pretty much wore the same one for young kids, and that was just because it was a waste. But now capitalism like promotes waste, and that's one of the things that bothers me about it. So but moving on to probably the most important part, which I saved for last, to my son. If you ever do fall in love, do not waste 3 months of salary on a ring. Use it for a house. And then I recommend welding together a ring out of recycled parts or metals that you get yourself, and get a manufactured diamond, not one that's dug out of the ground using slavery and oppression. I'm anti-rings, and like I've never bought a ring for a woman, including your mother, and I think it's just leftover monkey shit that proves that we're descended from apes. Like, ooh, look at the shiny rock. But anyhow, your mother and also the woman I'm with, they both had me weld together things with their fathers, which that's where I've got this idea to weld together a ring from. But I think that goes to the British Mafia and the Smiths. Like, I don't have any proof for any of this. Like, I just know through my research that the Smiths are the most populous family in England, and I know that the Mafia is like people who are in with the people that run things. So if they're the most populous, it stands to reason that they're the ones that are in with the Queen. And Smiths were blacksmiths who welded stuff. So I'm just putting things together. So that's where I think it comes from. So, and I think that's pretty much. And then I just think it's beautiful and poetic to make your own rings. I think that would be great. And if Cindy and I do decide to get married, I hope she agrees to do that with me. No matter what, though, I think you should be upfront about what you're doing and why, and don't be secretive and phony about it. That's just how I try to live. And you can't control other people. You can just try and figure out what's going on. And all you can do is control yourself and love. Like, I love Cindy. Like, even if that welding stuff and was true to, I love her, and I want her to change and love me, and for us to grow together and to hope and heal together. That's what I want. And that's the type of relationship I want you to find. And nobody's perfect. Everybody's been hurt and traumatized, but you got to find people that are willing to be honest and work on their traumas and pains and not pass them along. Like, when I was in jail, I was talking to my cellmate Travis, and he was talking about how he had been given weed laced with heroin, and that's how he thought he got started on it, and or meth maybe is what it was, I forget. But he also told me that he did the same thing to somebody else, and I was like, that's the propagation of curses. And I've been given laced things, but I've never laced anything and given it to somebody else. So I stopped that curse. That curse, when it came to me, it died. And I hope that's the same with beating kids, because I was beaten as a kid, and I slapped your little hand 4 times. And the 4th time I did it, I smacked it more times. Maybe I only did it 3 times, but at least 3 times. I think it was 4. I think it was the 3rd time that you played an outlet that I lost my temper. But 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 instances when I slapped your little hand. Only 1 time did I smack it more than once. And that night, I just realized that, that look of defiance that you gave me that made me so angry and made me slap your little hand more than once, I gave that same look to my parents. And instead of never hitting me again, like I decided to do with you, they just beat me harder and harder and harder. And I'm not going to go into that. Part of the reason why I left is because your mom and I got into the point where we were starting to get violent with each other. And I watched my mom stab my dad, and he took the fork out of his arm and ate the rest of his meal with it. Yeah, that's who your granddaddy was, Lucas. And I asked him later why he didn't do anything. And he said it's because he loved your grandma. And if he started hitting her, he didn't think he would stop. And I understand that, because if I had forced myself to stay with your mother, and I think eventually one of us would have killed the other one. I'm pretty sure I would have killed her. I'm going to be honest. And that's why I left. And I know I'm not the best man. I'm not Jesus. I call myself the white devil against every white furries. I do my best. And I love you, Lucas. And I'm going to live long enough to teach you stuff. Alright, that's enough for this video. Thank you for watching, Internet Neighbors. and have a good one.